Hey, Todd.
Hello, Ryan.
What's going on, bud?
Nothing.
Oh, wait. It's an episode of Your Daily Scrum.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. You know, we've gotten some comments, Todd. I've received a comment or two about the music. People are like, So I'll tell you what, if there are any musically inclined, so I have zero musical talent. I can't carry a tune in a bucket. Todd, I'd imagine you're the same way.
Somewhat.
Somewhat?
I have been. I used to play the guitar.
Oh,
Yeah. It's been like 10 years, though.
okay.
I probably am pretty bad at it now.
There might be some people out there in YouTube land who are pretty good at this stuff. If you've got an idea for a better intro track, or if you can make one, if you like.
People don't like our intro song?
Yeah, not really. So let's
right.
fix that. We'll crowdsource it. We'll see if the crowd has a suggestion or an idea. But we're certainly inspect and adapt, right? We're open to that idea. But today, though, Todd, when does UAT happen in Scrum?
During a sprint.
During a sprint. There's my guy. So here's the thing.
Ryan, go.
So I was actually teaching. I was in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I love Fort Wayne, Indiana. It's a great city. Lots of cool companies there. And I was co-teaching with a really good friend of ours, Rich Vistosky. Right. So Rich and I were teaching a combination applying professional Scrum plus the Kanban course. So professional Scrum with Kanban. We did this combo course. It was awesome. The client was super happy. And then this question popped up. When do we do UAT? And I it's one of those where you've seen me do this so many times, Todd, where the words come out and I can't catch it. And sometimes I just fire away and I go, UAT is an anti-pattern. Don't do it. and I love your answer on this because it really reinforces my thoughts on this. If we're doing this phase gate at the end of a sprint for UAT, for user acceptance testing, we've missed the boat.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And I just think about how so you know what else I've seen too is let's do 4 sprints worth of work and then go through UAT.
Yeah. And now we have a release candidate that may or may not be integrated. It may or may not be good. What happens if we find a problem and it was from 3 sprints ago? What are we doing?
Or an excuse not to attend a sprint review. Well, we're going to get it in UAT in a few weeks, so why should I attend a sprint review? In fact, I like it on the other half. I prefer an excuse not to go to the sprint review because we've already seen everything.
Yeah.
But you go to the sprint review then to get an update as to what the future is going to hold, So I don't know. It's just delaying the inevitable, right? And rework and all this other stuff and quality problems. It's just there's so many things that happen when you have a UAT period that are not good. As
a Scrum team, we always need to be in a situation where we could release. UAT stops that. UAT creates a phase gate that prevents our ability to release. Look, we are not using Scrum to break up our projects into pretty little pieces. We're not trying to sprint over waterfalls here. We're trying to be opportunistic in the marketplace. And when you put UAT as a phase gate at the end, you're taking away your product owner's ability to be opportunistic. You're taking away the product owner's ability to say go. Mm-hmm. That's a mistake.
It is a mistake. And, people will say then, well, how do you handle it then? Where, what do you do to get user acceptance? Yeah, it's, if you're in this situation now, here's something you can try. Add a bullet point to your definition of done that says passes UAT. So any PBI during a sprint that you consider to be done can only be considered done if somebody outside, external to the Scrum team, has validated it, right? Maybe it's a customer or a stakeholder, somebody there, right? How do you feel about that? Is that a plausible solution, right?
I love it. I think it's going to expose all the delays and issues. It's going to force the organization to look at why this is a holdup. It's probably going to slow down some work for a sprinter, but it's going to get us to address this head on and to get us to come up with a system that still, look, it's not a bad thing to have someone put a set of eyes on some work before it goes live. That's not a bad thing, but let's work it into our current, let's work on the effectiveness of that right? We want to make sure that that's happening in a sprint so it doesn't take away future decisions. I love it, Todd. That'll bring every problem to the forefront, and it gives us an opportunity to solve it.
It does. Yeah, it does. And maybe it's going to seem radical at first, but try it and see what happens. Give us some feedback. Let us know. Or maybe there's some other solutions. Like, how do you get away from having a gate is what Ryan is we're saying here, right? Avoid a gate. A gate is just nothing but what we've seen in the past cause problems.
Hashtag no phase gates.
Hashtag no phase gates.
So we'll add that to the socials. But Todd, I think that's it. I think that's a good one for now. And so leave us your comments. We want to know what you think. So shoot us a comment here on the YouTubes. Let us know. Do you have follow-up questions? How have you handled UAT as a Scrum team in the past? Check out our socials. A lot of good information dropping there. Like and subscribe. Smash that like button, right, Todd?
Smash the like button.
Check out the videos below. The YouTube algorithm has curated them just for you. And you know what? We hope you consider this. If you're using UAT right now, don't be mad at us. Consider the suggestion Todd made. Try it for a sprint or two. See if it leads to something great. Let us know in the comments or give us a better suggestion. We'd love to hear your thoughts too. But I'm Ryan Ripley. That was Todd Miller. Go forth and have a great day.
See you, everybody.